Hey guys, what's up? All right. It's Double Deuce back. Oh, I got a treat for you today, so grab your favorite smoke, beverage, and popcorn, and we're going to go over this new V10 from Rafira. 150 cc's. It's, I'm speechless. I am very speechless over this. It's just amazing. So, here we go. All right. So, this was sent to me to do a little test on. This is the one that Johnny Q90 had, number 18. It's actually got the stamping right here, number 18. So I don't know how many they produced, but this was my Valentine's date. Proper color. Thank you, Sterling Kit, for letting me spend a little time with this. Now, there's already some things on here that you probably already noticed with Johnny Q90's thing. Don't mind these. I had to put some extender wires on the starter motor. It's under the intake in the back here, and I'll throw some pictures up of that. So, you know, but it's just the quality of what I see so far is crazy. Everybody has wanted a, you know, I guess a super high-end engine, and this is the best so far. I mean, it's got a cross-drilled crankshaft that oil flows through it. That everybody wanted that, and that is a very expensive procedure to do, and very tedious, because not only do you make the part, then you have to drill it afterwards. And one mistake, the part's junk, and they have to get rid of it. If say had a little tooling failure or something like that. So the cost of this engine, I could see why now it's so expensive, because it is actually like a real internal combustion engine in your hands. Um, it does have, I'll start with the oil pump, I guess, and then we'll go to the water pump and some other features I see. Now, it actually has an external dry sump system here that draws out of the pan in different chambers. Okay, so if this is in a build, whether it's a car or a boat, um, just the momentum with the oil moving around, it's never going to starve for oil. It puts it through this pump. This pump goes back to your reservoir, and then it gets pulled in here. This is just a plug on here. The oil comes in here to a high pressure pump here. Now you're going to see up here, there's a little screw up there, and I imagine that's a spring regulator in there. I didn't take it apart because I want to start this thing up and enjoy the sound of it. But it's just amazing. Now this thing is bigger than the Conley V8, a lot bigger. So this is more like a, they say it's a quarter scale, but it's on the bigger side of quarter scale. I will do a comparison in upcoming videos of this with the other engines. It is a 40 valve engine. Okay, so there's 4 valves per cylinder, and it's a V10. So it has a balanced bore and stroke of 27 millimeters by 27 millimeters. So your piston 27 millimeters around, and it goes up and down 27 millimeters, which is, it seems to work out pretty well. That way it's not a long stroke engine to build probably a lot of power. It's like 13.7 to 1 is the compression ratio of this engine. So premium gas is a must. Now you're going to see the cooling system here. It's this gigantic, massive water pump with big openings in it here. It feeds the block as it goes through the block and the heads. It returns out of the heads, and which that right there I thought was a really nice feature, because to cool down the cylinder head separately from the engine block itself has not been done yet, because that's a very expensive procedure to do to machine this stuff. And so the cooling system itself is actually safeguarded by copper head gaskets. It has copper head gaskets in it. So they didn't scrimp anywhere on this engine that I could see. I'm still looking, and I haven't really seen anything that could be a potential failure or drawback yet. And believe me, with all the other engines I've had, you can predict some things just by looking at it, you know what I mean? It actually has a air gap intake in here with huge runners that go right to each cylinder, so it's not shared in a bar system like the V12 I'm working on. It comes into this big open aluminum box into a little cylinder, so the fuel is not fed directly to that cylinder. It's just, and that one is just kind of splashing around and waiting for the next impulse to take it in. This has the Walbro style carburetors. These are smaller. These are actually smaller than that came on the V12. And one thing I thought was really cool is they've got the pumps hooked up to the vacuum of the intake. So these must be 4-stroke carburetors, because the 4-stroke works off vacuum. More vacuum than pulse. So, and as you can see here, it has a crankshaft sensor, and in the front it has a camshaft sensor here, and I will put close-up pictures of everything that I'm talking about here in this video. And I'm trying to think of other things I've seen on here that were just mind-blowing. So I'm not sure if this is a return. I think this is a return out of the oil pressure system, because not only does it high pressure feed the crankshaft and rods, but the camshafts and valve train. And I think it comes out here and returns back to the overflow tank. I'm still working on that part. And I've been going over a lot of things here on this engine. It actually has timing marks where you can time it. You're going to see in between the crankshaft here, and I'll show a big picture of it. There's a little notch in there that lines up with a little dot on the crankshaft, and you know, and then on the back of your cams up here, there's timing marks on each cam, so you can line that up. Now, another thing I thought was really cool, because I've been having some trouble with these smaller engines with the starter gears in them. This looks like a Mod 1 big tooth gear. I'll show a picture of that too. You'll barely be able to see it up in there, but I have a close-up of that in the video too. And it's just, it's a heavy bugger. It has a little bit of weight to it. So this is the most advanced engine of this type that I've seen. Now, I know other engines out there are experimenting with, you know, your electronic Rexel boxes for timing and all that stuff. This one here has its own ignition box here, which you've probably seen on Johnny Q90's video, and you just, it's direct plug on coil, or coil on plug I should say, that goes right to your ECM. Now the ECM, you plug in your cam position sensor here and your crankshaft position too. You put 12-volt power to it, very simple, and there's also a lead for a tachometer, which I have not seen one yet, but I know they'll probably come out with one. It comes with a changeable oil filter. There's a filter unit inside here you can change out. These are all greasy and all that stuff, because Johnny Q90, he sent it back. They checked it over and sent it to me. And then it does come with some of your fittings. There's actually a filter, and it looks like a check valve filter for your water pump. so you got clean fluids coming in and out, no garbage. It has with it, it's a 200 amp, turn around that way, 200 amp speed controller to start the thing. So you know if you get one, you're gonna have to make a wire extension like I did here to plug it in and get the speed controller away from the engine, and he wired in a start button, which is cool. It works out pretty good. So now they had sent me with this engine 2 sets of coil unplugged coils. Now this is the style that Johnny Q90 was testing. And see, it's got an external ground on it here. You have to put the ground on there, and then your plug for your ECM, and your coils in here, and it just sets down in like so. Okay, now these are pretty good size, but this other set they had sent me is a lot smaller. If you look at it, they're a lot smaller, and there's no ground on them. So it's going to be more scale, I should say. The spacers that you have to put on the other ones, they're already on these, and they set in there. Now inside here, there's a little spring in here that connects to your spark plug, so you get a direct shot right from the coil to the plug, and it's got a nice silicone insulator on it to keep it away from the stuff. So, but these here actually look more scale to the engine because they're smaller. So that's something I got to go through. I am reading the book that it came with. This book has so much information in it, and it's just full. Tells you how to care for it, what to expect out of the engine, and your CDI system. It's just like a nice pamphlet. It's pretty thick too, and it's in readable English. Readable English. So, so basically they have answered all our wants and needs with this engine. But the thing is, the price is up there because all those wants and needs that we wanted are expensive. And so, as you can see, this has got your Sterling kit decals on it, because it is Sterling kits, and you can get it at Sterling kit. So don't fall for any of the things you see on Facebook or YouTube from some other no-name company. All right, these are real. There, you can get them there, and like I say, they're expensive. They're about $8,000 for this engine. So I'm going to continue wiring it up. The thing that I like about the cam and the crank sensor on this engine, you're one step away from fuel injection. One step away. I don't know why you couldn't retrofit one of those GY6 scooter fuel injectors on here, because this is 150 cc's. So those scooter fuel injection kits, they have an injector. They got an ECM for them too. And I was actually going to buy one for my bigger engines to try it out to see, how it would work. But you have to be able to write a program or change a program from the scooter to this, So that takes some smarts, and I'm good with my hands, but when it comes to computer stuff, or sometimes even like CDI electronic stuff, it could be a challenge for me. I have to slow down and take my steps, but like I say, this is pretty much the most advanced, like, B-style engine I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to have it for a little while, and then I have to send it back. So I've already done measurements here to see how hard it would be to put a clutch on the back, and it doesn't look hard at all. You could mount like a B5 clutch on this thing with just an adapter plate, and that way there you're still not messing with your magnets for your sensors or any of that stuff. I imagine they're probably going to come up with a bell housing of some type down the road for it. Now this thing is 16 horsepower, they claim. That's a lot. 16 horsepower is quite a bit for something this size. The RPM range is they say 14,000 RPMs. And I don't know if I would take it that high, to be honest with you. With the torque of this engine, it would probably, you'd probably be safe around 8,000 RPMs, you know, if you're going to put it in something, because it could get out of control quickly. So, but anyways, guys, I wanted to get a video up today and show you. I haven't put a video up in a couple of weeks there, and I wanted to show you guys, you know, basically what I've been up to. And I've been messing with the V12, and I'm going to come back after I get the ignition set up in this thing and get the thing mounted somewhere. I did put my rubber isolators on there. That really helps a lot, and you can mount these things anywhere, and you know, and just Johnny Q90 was cool. He already drilled out all the holes from 3 to 4 millimeter when he put his insulators on, so mine dropped right in. But I think that's all I have right now for this engine. If I run across any other cool things I've noticed, you know, I will mention it in the upcoming videos, because the next videos is going to be on this engine. It's going to be running, so, and we'll go from there. So, like I say, like, share, subscribe if you want. Tell your friends, and you guys have a cool day. And I will put the pictures here so you guys can, you know, get the close-ups and look. That way you can pause your computer, you know. So, all right, man. Love to all. See you in the next one. Adios.